Am I the jerk for breaking up with my fiancée after she told her male best friend that she was not engaged? Posted by you/visible broccoli 381. My now ex-fiancée, 30F, and I, 27M, got engaged 3 weeks ago. We've been dating for 5 years, and I finally saved enough money to give her the wedding she wanted. 3 days ago, we were discussing our guest list, and I asked if she wanted to invite her best friend, let's call him James, 30M. James lives in another state, but since they had been friends for 10 years, I thought it would be nice to have him at the wedding. I even considered paying for his travel expenses. She declined, saying it would take a lot of effort to bring him and that she wanted it to be a family event. However, she had mentioned countless times that James was like family to her, so I insisted. She got annoyed and said, I didn't even tell him we were engaged. That took me by surprise. I tried to ask why, but she started stonewalling me, so I left her alone. After a couple of hours, I asked her again why she hadn't told him we were engaged, but she still refused to answer. I admit, my insecurity got the better of me. In the past, James had confessed his feelings for her, which she turned down, essentially friend-zoning him. But the way she described their relationship always made it seem like she kept him as a backup, something not only I but also her exes had noticed. She had married him online, they always made their World of Warcraft characters look like a couple, wearing the same transmog and things like that, and whenever she had fights with her exes, he was always there for her, etc. I told her that made me uncomfortable and that if she wasn't planning to tell him, she might as well consider herself single because I wouldn't marry someone who couldn't be honest. Yes, I was pretty immature, but she did something even more immature. She texted him right in front of me, showing me her phone, and said something like, "Hey, just so you know, I was engaged, but not anymore," and sent it to him. I told her to pack her things and leave my house. Ever since she left, she has been calling me, but I have refused to answer. My mom called me, because she apparently called her, and told me I was a jerk for ending things over such a ridiculous reason. So, am I the jerk here? Relevant comments. Commenter. Do you provide most material things, including the house? Your post said my house. Are you paying down her school or other debt? Don't let anyone use you financially if their heart isn't in it too. I know a man whose wife left him just weeks after she graduated. Guess whose cash put her through college? Op's response. Yes, I pay for the house, bills, and her car. She moved in 2 years ago. Other than that, she pays for her own things. Update 1 day later. Hey guys, I just got home after talking to my, still, ex-fiancée, and since a lot of people asked for an update, here it is. But I want to clarify a few things. As I mentioned in my original post, I pay for the house since I bought it before dating her, and I asked her to move in because it was close to her job. I work from home since I'm in tech, but she had to commute to work, which is why I paid for her car, to help her out, and honestly, her salary is crap. I was her partner, so I didn't see any problem with that. I thought she was the one. Despite everything, she is smart, funny, and we had chemistry, but I felt betrayed. Now, to the update. We met at a coffee shop under the premise that we would discuss how to save our relationship, or at least, that's what she thought. As soon as we sat down, I asked to see their messages. She got defensive immediately and told me she had deleted everything. I asked to see her phone anyway. She started to cry, ugly cry, begging me to stop. At that point, I had already decided I was done with the relationship, but damn, I was curious. It took a good 20 minutes for her to hand me her phone, a lot of crying, even a waitress asking her if she was okay. So I read the messages. There wasn't any outright cheating, no nudes being exchanged, no professing love for each other, but what I read still stung. There was a lot of crap talking about me. A lot. Text after text of them saying how terrible of a person I was, criticizing my hobbies, I like video games and pro wrestling, saying I wasn't a real man because of them, and stuff like that. But there were 2 topics that caught my eye. One where she told him I was having trouble getting hard and that it was frustrating for her. And one where she complained about how she didn't want to be stuck in our relationship. Yes, I was having problems in bed. Because I was grieving. My father passed away 6 months ago. As for the stuck thing, I remember telling her that when we got married, if she wanted, she could leave her job, and I would provide for both of us. I don't know if she took that the wrong way, but I guess it was related to that. Honestly, I don't know. By the time I gave her the phone back, she was already making excuses for why she said those things to him, how he was like a therapist for her. Then she asked me, "Don't you complain about me to your friends?" And I simply replied, "No, I don't." She started crying again. I took a deep breath and just said, "Just give me the ring back." I didn't have the ring with me, like some suggested. She hesitated a bit but gave it to me anyway. I stood up and asked her to delete my number and not bother me anymore. I called her mom and asked her to pick up her daughter's stuff from my place. Her mom is a good person, and I'm just now realizing how much I'm going to miss her as I write this. She understood why I decided to end it, but she didn't ask much, and to be honest, I'm glad she didn't. As for my own mom, I didn't call her, I just blocked her for reasons unrelated to this post. I just realized she never had my back in anything. I was always trying to save an already failed mother-son relationship. Before I go, I just want to clarify, I was never against her having male friends or any type of friends. People are going to cheat if they want to, friends or no friends. I remember my dad telling me something when I was a teenager. He always said, opportunity makes the thief, but I don't agree with that. Anyway, since I have the next 2 weeks off work, I'm going to figure out what to do with the wedding money, drink some booze, play games, and watch Monday Night Raw later. Peace. Edit. A couple of people are asking about the car. It's a 2015 Nissan Versa, which she crashed twice, both times by rear-ending someone. I never liked the car, the engine is weak, the interior feels cheap, and overall, it's just bad. So for all I care, she can keep that piece of crap. I'd have better luck throwing it off a cliff than selling it. Edit 2. Little update. Her mom called me a few hours ago to check on me and ask when she could come pick up my ex's stuff. We talked about the car, and she basically forbade me from letting her daughter keep it because, 1, I paid for it, and 2, my ex wouldn't be able to maintain it. So, I'm going to keep the car until I'm able to sell it, God help me. Also, some people called the story fake because they said I wasn't a real man for playing games, even though they played World of Warcraft. To be honest, that's on me because I wasn't very clear. The real man thing was more about the pro wrestling hobby than the gaming hobby, but in some messages, they clearly mocked me for playing certain games, Life is Strange series. In one, I remember James saying something like, how could a grown man play such a girly game and cry? Yes, I cried playing Life is Strange. I also cried during Red Dead Redemption 2, the I'm afraid cutscene still gets me emotional. I'm a crybaby, I guess. Also, I want to thank everyone who messaged me to talk about wrestling and games, it really helped take my mind off everything. I haven't replied to everyone yet, but I intend to. If anything happens, I'll let you guys know. Second update 10 days later. Hey guys, it's been a couple of days since I used this account to tell my story, and some things have happened, but this is a positive update. First, I want to say thank you to everyone who reached out in my DMs and commented with kind words. It felt really good, and I appreciate you all. Some of you actually made me tear up with your kind messages. Second, I saw that my 2 previous posts were featured in a YouTube video by a guy who reads Reddit posts, and my update was on r/best of Redditor updates, a subreddit I browse a lot. That caught me off guard, but I want to express my gratitude to everyone who gave me advice, shared their own story, or just told me I was a cool guy. Reading your messages before writing this felt amazing. I also want to say that I've thought a lot about my engagement, and I have no regrets whatsoever. Yeah, things ended badly, and she was not a good person to me in the end, but I just don't hate her, nor do I wish for her to fail. We had good moments, I felt happy with her, and, again, I really thought she was the one. Feeling hatred would have harmed me more than her. Now, for the update. Her mom came to pick up her stuff, and we talked for hours, it felt like therapy. I cried on her shoulder, we laughed, and she expressed how much I meant to her family and that I would always be welcome in her home. It felt so good to hear her say those things to me. Before she left, she asked if I wanted to know how my ex was doing. I got curious and asked. Her words were, she's trying to act stoic, but I know my daughter, she's not taking this well. I left it at that. She gave me a hug and left. As for the car, I'm going to donate it and get a tax write-off. But what I'm really excited about is that I'm going to the Royal Rumble. I've never even watched Raw or SmackDown live, but now that I have the extra cash, I'm going to treat myself. Again, thank you all for reaching out. And sorry to the people who love drama, this update doesn't have an unwanted pregnancy, a fight, chaos, or a plot twist. The truth is, my life is just really, really boring. Third update 1 month 2 weeks later. Hello, guys. Most of you might not remember me because my original post was 2 months ago, but something happened that I thought was worthy of an update. Since the breakup, I've tried to stay as busy as possible, going to work, hitting the gym, playing on my new Switch. On weekends, I started modding and repairing old consoles, a hobby that turned out to be quite expensive, not gonna lie. I even modded my own Switch, sorry, Nintendo. And I was managing to get through the days without feeling sad. Well, yesterday, my ex-mother-in-law called me to catch up. She has been calling me every week or so and invited me to spend Christmas at her house with her family. I immediately refused because, even though I don't hate my ex, there are other people I would rather spend the holidays with. But then she said something that made me feel a bit sad. She mentioned that my ex wouldn't be there since she was spending Christmas with James, as they are now kinda dating, her words. I replied that I wasn't sure if I would go. I'll be honest, feelings are complex. Maybe my pride or ego is hurt because it feels like she moved on really quickly. Maybe I still have feelings. I don't know. 2 months isn't a long time when it comes to this stuff. My ex-mother-in-law noticed my tone changed and said, "Look, sweetie, it's up to you. If you want to come, you're more than welcome." I thanked her, we said our goodbyes, and we hung up. I know how Reddit usually responds to these things, so I want to give my perspective now. My ex-mother-in-law had no intention of making me sad. She's a really honest person, and I truly believe she was just letting me know that it was okay for me to come since my ex wouldn't be there. So yeah, I'm feeling kinda crappy right now, but it will pass. Maybe I'll even change my mind and spend Christmas with them. My ex-mother-in-law's food is some of the best I've ever had, and I wouldn't mind a free plate, lol. Also, I want to apologize to the people who sent DMs about buying the car. By the time I saw your messages, I had already donated it. That's it. Happy holidays to everyone. Relevant comments. Commenter. I'm actually really glad you updated. Honestly, I understand not wanting to go. The mother-in-law sounds like she's being very kind, however, I'd still be cautious. She clearly really likes you, and I'm pretty sure her daughter and new boyfriend could have a problem with her inviting her ex over for Christmas, and possibly future events. While you owe them absolutely nothing, there could be more drama down the line if you do go. I've read too many awful mother-in-law stories on this site that include inviting their child's ex over for the holidays, so perhaps this is coloring my view somewhat. Do you have friends to spend the day with or any family? Wishing you the loveliest holiday season with people you feel loved by and belong with this year. Ops response. I was navigating this train of thought, and I'm almost certain I won't go. I don't want to be like those exes described in the posts you mentioned. And to answer your question, I have friends, but I'm not comfortable spending the holidays with them since they will be with their families. I would feel like an outsider, haha. I cut my mom off, she was really controlling and toxic, a narcissist. My dad died, as I previously mentioned, and I've never been close to my extended family since they live in Brazil, my dad's home country. Op adds an edit to his post. Hey everyone, I read your comments, and people were really divided about me spending Christmas with my ex-mother-in-law. Some said I should move on and decline the invitation, as that would make my healing process better and faster. Others suggested I go to piss off my ex and stay close to those who care about me. A lot of you made great points on both sides. Well, I texted my ex-mother-in-law this morning and told her I wouldn't be spending Christmas with her and her family. The idea of healing resonated with me much more than the idea of pissing off my ex. If I were petty, it would actually show her that I still care in some way, and I don't want her to get that idea. The opposite of love isn't hate but indifference. Honestly, my ex-mother-in-law would be the only person I'd feel comfortable interacting with, since I don't know her family well, they live in another state. Also, I've been thinking about my extended family in Brazil, and I'm wondering if I should plan a trip to visit them a year from now. That would give me time to save more money and travel without financial worries. I have my aunt, my dad's sister, on Facebook, so I'm going to contact her to see if I can meet them, get to know them better, and see how things go. Thanks, everyone. Fourth update 1 month 1 week later. Mid-December, the company I-27M work for decided that whoever was working remotely should go to the office in person at least 3 times a week. At work, there's this girl, Jackie, 22F, who started in November. I only knew her from Slack, but since the decision, she and I have become good acquaintances. We had a secret Santa, and I ended up getting her. It wasn't hard to think of a gift. I know she's a Swiftie, so I got her 1989 Taylor's version on vinyl. She was super happy. But then she started to get a little too friendly. It started with her setting her lunch break to the same time as mine to hang out. She usually had her lunch 30 minutes before me. Then she asked her manager to let her come in on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, the same days I work in person. She invited me to dinner, saying other people would be there, but surprisingly, they all canceled at the last moment. This happened twice, by the way. Whenever she talks to me, she touches either my arm or grabs my hand. She laughs at all of my jokes, even the bad ones, which are all of them, and she started watching wrestling, knowing I'm a big fan. Seeing her behavior, people started spreading a rumor that we were secretly dating, which made her giggle when she found out. HR even called us in to say that if we were really in a relationship, we had to disclose it due to a conflict of interest. She said, "We are just really good friends." Am I reading too much into this? She said we're just really good friends, but I've only known her for a month, and her behavior is kinda flirty sometimes. I'm really lost. She's a really nice person. Help. Edit. I read your comments, and I will ask her if she's having feelings for me. Since I work from home tomorrow, I will try to think of ways to navigate this situation, and I will ask her to meet me at a restaurant on Wednesday after work. Edit 2. I don't know if anyone is going to read this, but she texted me and invited me to her place today at 7 p.m. to watch a reality show called Singles Inferno. She told me to bring wine. I accepted. Oh boy, I'm freaking nervous. Edit 3. I went to her place, and the first thing she said was that she loved the cologne I was wearing. She had ordered pizza, and we watched the show. The show sucks big time, but making jokes with her about it while being a bit wine drunk was really great. Out of the blue, she seemed kind of nervous, paused, and said she had something to say. Basically, I didn't have to say anything because she confessed that she was having feelings for me but was nervous to say anything because apparently, I was hard to read. I didn't know what to say. I kept looking at her, and she kept looking at me, and it was the most awkward silence I had ever experienced. But then she leaned in and kissed me. It felt good, really good. I haven't felt my heart race like that in a very long time. I spent the night at her place, and yeah, we got intimate, I'll leave it at that. Then we talked to each other until 5 a.m., and I got some answers from her. The first time she invited me to dinner, she actually invited other people, and they really did cancel at the last moment. She wanted me there because it was less scary to approach me in a group setting. The second time, she really planned to have just me at dinner with her. For her, it was frustrating that I wasn't noticing all the signs she was giving, but at the same time, she thought it was cute. Inviting me to watch the show and drink wine was her Hail Mary attempt to make me realize that she liked me. She told me that we didn't need to rush things because I told her that I liked her but was afraid of carrying the baggage of my previous relationship into this. She said I could take my time to process my feelings. But the fact is, I like her, I really, really like her, and I think a relationship is something I want to pursue with her.